Don't educate your children to be rich. Educate them to be happy, so they know the value of things, not the price. Victor Hugo, one of the greatest and best-known French writers, once said this. It is a debatable topic today on how much is enough and how much is not enough, especially in the book The Glass Castle. The problem is, everyone has their own ideas on how much to give kids. Parents who give their children everything they want without making them work for anything tend to have attitude problems, they don't know how to appreciate things, and they don't know how to react in the real world. They have high levels of frustration, rage, and sadness when life tells them no. They don't know the value of things, and they tend to take things granted because they never had to work for it. They don't know what it's like to have to work for something. They become dependent on their parents instead of being independent. We recently read a book called The Glass Castle in English class. It consists of Rex and Rosemary, the mom and dad, Lori the eldest, then Jeanette, Brian, and Marie. The Walls family has their own ideas on how to raise their children, but everyone else in the book doesn't agree with their ideas. For instance, Lori, the eldest, wants to go to New York, and instead of her parents encouraging her or helping her or even telling her reasons why not to go, they just disown her. The Walls family doesn't have very much money, so it's understandable that they can't get their kids everything they want. They can't get their kids name brand. But it's not okay that they don't even try other options like food stamps or anything. Their kids go to school hungry and they go through the garbage to look for scraps. They come home cold because their house doesn't have heat and they don't have running water. The children have to rely on themselves and each other to find these necessities. Jeanette is almost raped and Brian is almost molested, and when they're told their parents about this situation, all their parents could say was, "We knew you could handle yourselves." They didn't try and help them, they weren't sorry, nothing. They actually were mad at them for thinking that it was the parents' job to help them. So it's okay to make your kids work for the things that they want in life, but it's not okay for your kids to be worried about being disowned, whether they're going to have another meal, or whether their own parents are going to protect them when they need it. I personally appreciate my bike more because I had to pay for it. I had to put work into it, I have to put time into it, I have to clean it. Anything I want for the bike, I have to do. Whereas my car, if it's broke, I'm like, "Hey Dad, will you fix this?" If it's out of gas or something, I just ask my parents for money. My bike, I have to do all of those things on my own. Children tend to appreciate things more when they have to work for them, when they have to put effort into it, and when they have to put time into it, because then they know the value of it. The Glass Castle brings up the controversial topic of how much is enough and how much is not enough. The problem is, everyone has their own opinion. So it's just like Victor Hugo says, don't educate your children to be happy, or don't educate your children to be rich, educate them to be happy, so they know the value of things, not the price.